Hey there, Giant fans of fun. It's Thad, the theme park giant, and today I'm in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area visiting one of the classic American amusement parks, Kennywood. You feel a little bit like you're transported back to like the 1920s, and then they also have some really great roller coasters on top of it, some more modern ones, but a lot of old school flat rides, 3 different very old school wooden roller coasters that still hold up. Unfortunately, one of the biggest reasons I came today was for Steel Curtain, and that is now operating, but there's still so much to do. The crowd seems pretty light today, so I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's the first of an 8-day coaster trip for me, so make sure you're following along. Gonna hit a lot of good parks and a lot of good rides. Let's go have a giant day of fun. And after some terrible traffic because the car was on fire in Pittsburgh, I've arrived in West Mifflin, just outside Pittsburgh. Well, I mean, it's Pittsburgh, but here we are at Kennywood. Been 10 years since I've been here. I can't wait to get back. All right, let's go. The park opens at 11, and they didn't open the security lines or ticket lines until about 3 minutes before that, so it's a pretty long security line right now. Hopefully we're in there soon.
Cash is not accepted for tickets, games, food, or merchandise at any location. For those guests who...
And we're in. Once they opened, it was pretty quick, and now you have to cross under the streets to get into the park, so off we go. I was here a few years ago. I missed a couple credits, so making my way all the way to the back of the park to hit Exterminator first, since that's one I missed. And it's an indoor spinning mouse coaster, so it's going to be a pretty long load time, but the park is empty right now, so getting ahead of it. Here comes the Phantom's Revenge, the star of the park. And we've arrived at the entrance. I'm interested to see the theming. I know it's pretty old at this point, but for a smaller park, it's interesting to always see some theming like that. All right, well, that was a walk-on, so that was nice. For a spinning mouse ride, that's actually pretty good. I appreciate there's decent theming and there's a story. You can't film on the rides here, so unfortunately most parks outside of Central Florida don't allow you to film the roller coasters, so and you can't really see much of that ride, but you'll just have to trust me. It's pretty fun. I'm not a huge fan of wild mouse rides, but I'd put that one pretty high on my list. I'd definitely do it again, but it is looking like rain, so I'm gonna go make sure I get some of these other rides in before, just in case things shut down. So off to Phantom's Revenge. It's been running pretty much half full trains, so we should have a pretty short wait. This is a great ride. I can't wait to get back on it.
The Phantom, Lincoln, you'll miss it.
So if you're curious why the name of the ride is the Phantom's Revenge, it's because when the ride was originally built, they used the same drop, second drop into the ravine, and then it had a lot of inversions down in the ravine, and apparently it was brutal. This coaster's really fast, and just taking some of the old Aero inversions at those speeds would probably be pretty bad. So probably what, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, they decided, let's rip out all the painful things and turn this into a hyper coaster. So they removed the over shoulder restraints, gave it new trains with a lap bar, and this thing is an airtime machine in the back. Super fast, super smooth, crazy ejector air. I'm gonna hopefully get a couple more rides on it before I leave, but I got a couple more things I want to do first. Awesome ride. And since Kennywood is a classic American amusement park, they have an absolute classic wooden roller coaster. Thunderbolt. It's probably almost 100 years old at this point, and it is still a great ride. Well, I'll know here in a couple minutes. It was awesome 10 years ago when I was here, and I feel like they take pretty good care of their stuff, so let's get in there. All right, I know I spoke a little too soon about how it's still a great ride, but I just got off and I can confirm this is still a great wooden roller coaster. It's a really crazy layout, because I'll try to get some video of it, but there's actually a ravine over here off to the side, and you come out of the station and drop right into it to begin with. And it's not until about a quarter of the way through the ride that you actually go up the lift hill back here, and then it just keeps using that ravine over and over and over to get you these crazy drops. Great air time. They do have a weird rule about no single riders, but had some really nice family. They had 3 people, so I hopped in with the mom, had a nice conversation, and had a great ride. So nice work, Kennywood. Keeping these old wooden coasters. That's awesome. And this is an absolute staple at Kennywood, the Potato Patch. It's their crazy French fry place. I guess Adventureland in Iowa put one in after I moved away this year, since Kennywood owns them now. And I will definitely be getting some of these because they are worth the hype. One of the things Kennywood is known for is their large collection of very old school flat rides. This one here is the Turtle. I've actually done this one before. They take really good care of their stuff. I mean, you just don't see many of these around anymore. I love this park. And this is Noah's Ark. It's a classic walkthrough attraction. The line was huge last time I was here, so I didn't get to do it, and I've really wanted to do it for about 25 years, so there's no line right now. I'm back here, I'm gonna do it, and I'm excited. And every land at Kennywood does have a theme, and they actually have a decent amount of theming out and about. So nice to see for a local park like this. Thank you. And I finally gave in because I had a couple bananas on the way to the airport this morning, but I needed some food. And the potato patch was calling my name. I got the cheese and bacon. I think it's $11.99. Got a couple waters. Yeah, found a little shade. Gonna sit on a bench and then enjoy these. And unfortunately, one of the reasons I came was to ride the Steel Curtain roller coaster themed to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the NFL team, which if you know anything about the NFL, you know the Steelers fans are absolutely crazy about their team. So it only makes sense that Kennywood has a ride dedicated to them. But this ride's had a lot of issues the last couple years. I was really hoping to catch it, but had some issues a couple weeks ago and it has not reopened. I don't think it's going to reopen this year. So it just means I have to come another time, but that's how it goes.
I was
And Kennywood has an old racer Woody with two sides, and this one is special. If you notice, right now the left side has the blue train, the right side has the red train, but it's a continuous track even though there's two different sides. So when they come back in, the blue one will actually be on the red side. They'll basically flip. So in my opinion, you kind of have to ride both sides to get one credit, but it counts as two. And I don't have the right side, so that's what we're getting today. So I actually did find an angle where you can see some of Racer's track back here, and I do love the sign at the top of the lift bill, don't stand up, skull and crossbones. I love old stuff like that. And you'll also notice, I don't know why I didn't point this out sooner, but the red wood. Red, brown, what is that? Reddish brown? I don't know. Yeah, just a different color paint job than the normal white or just stain. Here's another classic flat ride, the Kangaroo. See how it runs the carts up off the ramp here. A little hop top of Ayrton. Super fun ride. And Kennywood does have an old mill attraction, a log flume. It used to be themed to Garfield, and they must have reverted it back to the original theming. And as you leave the park, you get the good night kiss. Well, giant fans of fun, that's gonna do it for us today from Kennywood. I was here about 3 hours. The crowds were so light that I got to do everything I wanted, some a couple times. The only real wait I had was Racer. And I guess I did skip Jackrabbit because along with a little line. People are starting to pour in now. But what a great park. So glad I came back. Wish I would have got here sooner than 10 years because this park deserves more visits than once a decade from me, and I'll make sure that I'm back here more often going forward, especially because I didn't get to ride Steel Curtain today, so I still have one missed credit at this park, which is fine. I know some people who have tried to get credits, I think 9 times, Alpine Bobsled, Rick Matthews, so yeah. We'll come back again someday. 0 for 1 on Steel Curtain, but 2 for 2 on great times at Kennywood in my life. And it is one of the best, just classic amusement parks in this country. We'll be hitting another classic park later in the week. And, well, we'll be hitting a lot of parks. Hitting a new one later this afternoon. I'm excited to bring that to you. So follow along. There's going to be a lot of giant fun this week. Thanks for watching.